I'd like to welcome you all to another EUP1501 tutorial session. In this tutorial session, we are going to discuss assignment number 1. This tutorial session is brought to you by Khalitutors. If you haven't subscribed to our YouTube channel, please subscribe to make sure that you get access to the latest videos the moment that we upload them. Okay. So the top part of this assignment states that you need to fill in your details. This means you need to include your full name, which is both your names and surname. If you have two names, if you have more than that, you write all of them. Okay, your student number and then your group number. Your group number is the one that ends with T. Okay, and also include your teaching assistant surname. Okay. If you're not sure where to get your teaching assistant surname, go to my Unisa, then go to my module, then go to the EUP link that has T at the end, and then the first page will show you the teaching assistant's details. Okay, once you're done with that, we can begin with the assignment. So assignment 1 is based on ethical consideration. For you to be able to answer the questions in this assignment, you must read chapter 8 of the Ready Book 2011. So for those of you who have never seen the textbook that they are referring to, here is the cover page. Okay. So this is the textbook that they are referring to. Please access this textbook on Unisa's Telegram group. I think it's there, and then go straight to chapter 8, and then you should be able to do the assignment. And chapter 8 is not that exhaustive. I think it has like several, maybe 6 or 7 pages. Then after that, you should be able to answer all the questions that are in this assignment. Okay. So the first question reads as follows. From what you have learned in the Ready Book, Lesson 1 and other sources, discuss the following terms, each in one paragraph of not more than 50 words. Okay, so we have a restriction here. They say we should not write more than 50 words. So whatever we do, we need to make sure that we do not surpass 50 words. Okay, so here are the 4 terms that we are supposed to discuss. First, it's ethics and its importance. Secondly, copyright. Thirdly, intellectual property and its importance. And the fourth one is plagiarism. Okay, so here is my advice to you. When they say discuss something, if you've got maybe you're supposed to write a longer essay, it is appropriate to actually define the terms that are used in that discussion. But if you are limited to maybe 50 words like we are in this assignment, try to avoid defining the term itself, because that will limit you to what you can say about the actual term that you're supposed to discuss. For example, if we were to discuss ethics in the first question, we are likely gonna spend about 30 words on that. Then we'll be left with only 20 words to discuss its importance, which I don't think it's feasible. So try to discuss it instead of defining it. Okay, so in this example, I've actually written 4 paragraphs, and they are all discussing ethics and its importance. The last 3 paragraphs are actually identical to the first one. The only difference is the type of in-text referencing. So the first example that I am highlighting now on the screen shows how to write in-text references if there's only one author. Okay, if you use publication that had one author, you write it like this. You write the surname of them. If it's a person, you write the surname of the person. Then you write the year of publication. If it's an organization, you write the name of the organization. Then you write the year of publication. So if you are using works that had 2 authors, you will write both their surnames and then write comma and year of publication. All this must be inside brackets, right? Okay, so if you using works that had three authors, you'll write all their surnames and then comma, then the year of publication. However, if there were 4 or more authors, you just write the surname of the first author, then ETL, then comma, then the year of publication. Okay, this ETL means and others, right? And others. So be careful not to forget the full stop after the L. Okay, so remember, if you've got something if you've referenced somebody else's work in your paragraph, you also need to include that information in your reference list. So this is what the reference list look like. For example, the first author, if there's one author or if there are 2 authors, Masango and Khoza, you'll write the surname of the first author and their initials, right? So this one, the Masango's initials is TJ. Please note that after the surname you write comma, then the first initial, then a period, then the second initial, then a period, and then you include and after a comma, and then the surname of the second person, and comma, and first initial, then second initial. Please be careful. Note that when you are using the APA style of referencing, you need to include the date, and it must be in bracket, inside the brackets, before you write the title of the publication that you used. If it's a journal, you'll also write the publishers of that particular journal, and then write the version number, also even the page numbers if you retrieved it from an online source. Okay, if it's an online source, you'll write retrieve from, and then include the link and the date in which you access that information. Okay, so if it's three authors, you will do it as it is shown on the screen. Okay, you can pause the video, have a look at this, and then if you've got one author, you'll just write the surname of the first author. In this case, the if ready is an organization, you'll write just ready, no initials, right? If it is a person, you'll write ready and the initials of that particular person. Okay, please note that when you're writing your reference list, it must be alphabetical. The order must be alphabetical. If you are interested in doing hanging indents and indent and you're not sure how to do it, just highlight the text that you wanna convert to hanging indent, and then come here, click here, then you look for indentation, then you will change here to hanging indent, hanging, and then click OK. Then it will be like this. Okay, so I think we are done with the first part. Then now let us look at the content of what I've actually discussed in the first question. Okay, in this example, I did not define ethics, I just discussed it. Let me read what I've written. Okay, since ICTD is achieved through the participation of human beings, it is therefore important that people understand the type of behavior that is considered ethical. Ethical behavior ensures that there is mutual respect for other people's work and that technology is used to move society forward. You see, I've actually discussed the importance, the role of ethical behavior when it comes to ICTD. I did not define it. There's no way in where I've actually defined the term itself. Okay, that is what they expect from you. You just have to discuss it. If they say state its importance, you state its importance. Here I've actually outlined that it is important because it ensures that technology is used to move the society forward, and it ensures that people behave in a particular manner that is acceptable. Okay, so that's what they expect from you. So I've only given an example about ethics and its importance. You also need to discuss copyright, intellectual property, and plagiarism. Okay, so let us now move to the second question. Okay, this question is based on Unisa's students. Okay, let me show you students disciplinary code. Okay, so for you to be able to answer the questions that they asked here, you must have read the ready book. Secondly, you must have a clue on what Unisa's disciplinary code entails. Okay, so let me read the first question. I'm not gonna read this here, you can read this. The first question states reads as follows. When a student copies and pastes answers without referencing the sources, what is this kind of action called? Is it ethical? Please elaborate. Okay, if you were able to discuss this, you should be able to identify that, okay, this question actually refers to plagiarism. Okay, so the first part is actually plagiarism, and the second part, they are asking you if it's ethical to plagiarize. So if you say it is ethical to plagiarize, you need to give reasons why you think it is ethical. If you say it's unethical, you need to give reasons why you say it is unethical to do plagiarism. Okay, the last question says, according to the university's policies, what consequences are you likely to face if you are found guilty of the action in question 2A? If you are found guilty of plagiarism, what laws does Unisa have against plagiarism? Okay, so I've actually summarized this for you. You just have to go to chapter 3 and look at 1.23 and chapter 7. Okay, 1.23 tells us that, okay, it is an offense to plagiarize, right? That's the first thing that it tells us. Let me go to 1.20 chapter 3. Let's go to chapter 3, 1.23. So this chapter 3 is actually, misconduct. So if you are found to be guilty of this, it's like you've broken some laws, right? 1.23 states that contravenes the provisions of the copyright infringement and plagiarism policy of the university as it relates to plagiarism. Okay, so it's if a student is found guilty of this, there is a punishment, and the punishment is found in chapter 7. So chapter 7 outlines the different punishments that you can get for if you are guilty of misconduct. Okay, one, you can get a written reprimand or a warning. It depends. Okay, or they can use any other appropriate sanctions which the SDC deems suitable in the particular circumstances. Okay, just go through this and then you can choose any of these to support your answer. Okay, that's basically it. If you have access to these two documents and you apply what I've just discussed here, you should be good to get good marks for assignment number 1. I hope this was able to help you. Please subscribe. If you've got problems or you need someone to write for you, give us a text. Okay, sure.